Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We are on Ashes of the Damned, and today we're going to be taking on the main quest, but in directed mode. So, of course, we're going to have round caps and everything in this one, and I'm going to kind of walk you through. If you haven't done the main quest in this one yet and you were waiting for the directed mode, well, this is the video for you, because we'll see just how well the directed mode describes all of the steps you need to do for this main quest in order for you to get it completed. Now, I do have the mission trackers and everything on, which will allow us to figure this out a little bit better. Now, typically, I would have some toxic growth right now, and we'd be doing these plants and all these, but Treyarch pretty heavily nerfed them, and honestly, it's not even worth doing anymore, which is honestly extremely disappointing. They made a lot of changes with Season 1 that, you know what they're most famous for? Just nerfing fun. But let's go ahead and spray a plant anyway. You can pick up that thing there and then spray the plants. Then you got to defend them. Now, typically, if you put toxic growth, oh Jesus, my God, where did all those zombies come from? Oh my God, where did they all come from? So I got the RK9 SMG right here. The weapon that you choose is pretty insignificant. I am just using this one for my camo grind here, trying to get these headshots and everything with them. You can use whatever weapon that you want because, well, you're going to be using Old Tessie right over there in the boss fight anyway. So the weapon that you choose, not all that important, but we can go ahead and unlock. Just follow everything here. We'll melee this, grab Ted's head, and install that on the truck. We go over here, install Ted's head onto Old Tessie. Got that done. Okay, next up here, it's telling us to break through the wooden barriers. And what that means is it just wants you to drive through these wooden barriers from one area to the other. So I'm going to go this way toward Blackwater Lake. It's just typically the way that I go. You can go either way. It does not really matter. But now that we've arrived in Blackwater Lake, we need to locate the power pump in Blackwater Lake, which is pretty simple. It's this thing right here. It's marked in the indicator. And then, of course, we're going to clear the infestation off of it and just shoot all of these spores. Now, I am curious. Let me know down below. Have you done this main quest yet, or were you waiting for this directed mode to come out? Oh, hello, zombies. Hello, zombies. Couple extra headshots there. I'll take those. And we'll go ahead and hit the power switch. There we go. That's going to update our objective, and it's going to tell us to drive Old Tessie to Ashwood. So that is what we shall do. But first, I need some ammo. There's some on this back porch right here. We'll go ahead and grab that, and we'll get back in Old Tessie, and we're just going to follow, do what it says. We're going to escape and drive to Ashwood. If you hit these little green spores right here, you can get essence or salvage out of those every time, up to 300 of each. We just got 500 essence right there just by hitting those two green spores. Now that we're in Ashwood, we're going to locate the power pump in Ashwood, and we don't have enough to open this. Fantastic. And our round cap has increased to round cap 5. Okay, we got enough to open this now, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then again, clear the infestation off the power pump. Now you will notice there is a timer here. This is timed. There are some weapons where this is a little bit more difficult than others to do in the 30 seconds, just simply because it's not powerful enough. The RK9 is not one of those. It's getting through it just fine. We'll go ahead and flip this power switch. That will update our objective. Drive Old Tessie into the garage. Okay. We drive Old Tessie into the garage and install the pack-a-punch machine on Old Tessie. Nice and simple. Locate the power pump in Van Dorn Farm. Interesting. So now it's marking us this way to go to Van Dorn Farm. So we're going to head on this way. And once you have pack-a-punch installed on here, you can actually use the rocket booster on the truck here and move a little bit faster. That's using the right mouse button, or probably right bumper or something on controller. I don't know. I don't play on controller. But sometimes there's a lot of steps during the main quest that I would have already kind of done on my own. However, I would like to see what this game is going to tell me for each and every one of these steps. So we're going to follow exactly what it says to do in the instructions. We're not going to take any shortcuts. We're not going to do things in any different order. We're just going to do things as we are told. Now we got to flip this power switch, but of course I'm not going to have enough money to open this door, which is going to cost another $17.50. So let's flip some more rounds. Now, the good thing about directed mode is you don't really need to care how many rounds you're turning. You can just keep killing zombies until you have enough money. But we'll open up the bar because we have enough. We're going to flip the power switch and see what our next stop is. Look for Klaus in the sheriff's office. Okay, we can do that. Although, aha, it is giving us an objective indicator. So we're going to head back this way. Now, we do know that it's in Ashwood, but at least it is putting that objective marker on the screen for us, which is really all you kind of need. So let's head on up this zip line, and we're going to hopefully have enough to open this door. Do I? I do. Okay, now what do you want from us? Updated objective. Locate the Uber Klaus containment unit. Okay, so it's going to have us locate the Uber Klaus containment unit. Now, I know things that you may not know if you haven't done this main quest yet. So once you get to this step, I would highly suggest, if you notice, the round cap has gone to round 7. And I'm very curious what it will say once we get over there. Now, we know that Uber Klaus will not spawn in until round 8. However, he can be a little bit tanky. So for that, I would definitely suggest that we have upgraded our weapon in some sense or fashion. Now, our round cap is also round cap 7. So we know we're going to get over there before round 8, before it's supposed to spawn in. So I'm very curious what it is going to say once we get over there. It might not even be a bad idea to get Pack-a-Punch before we head over there also. But again, when you're in directed mode, you can just turn as many rounds as you need. If you need the money, just keep turning rounds because it's not going to get any more difficult. The rounds aren't going to climb ridiculously high. You don't have to approach it with the same mindset that you would approach it if you were doing it without being in directed mode, obviously. I feel like I'm just kind of stating the obvious there, but you may not know. You might be brand new to zombies and you don't know it. And sometimes even you grizzled veterans out there need a little bit of extra reminders here and there of doing basic things, because I know I do. From time to time, I forget the little things, the basic things. But there we go. I have enough for Pack-a-Punch, which is perfect. So I'm going to head on down to old Tessie, interact with the back of her, and Pack-a-Punch my weapon. There we go. So now I'm green Pack-a-Punch 1. So we're going to go ahead and go where this is telling us to go. Now this is going to be back to the spawn. We're going to hit as many of these green spores as we can along the way because that's extra essence, that's extra salvage. Okay, now we are here. We're in the spawn. This is where the Uber Klaus containment is. And okay, and it's spawned. Interesting. So maybe it actually can spawn in on round 7. I really didn't think that it would spawn in prior to round 8, but he is going to be a little bit tanky, probably a little bit less tanky in the directed mode here than he is in standard mode. But I can tell you right now, he's definitely a little bit tanky because we are Pack-a-Punched and we are upgraded on our rarity, and he's still taking a fair amount of bullets here. So definitely tanky. You're going to want your weapon upgraded. Wow, maybe you could also buy some jug. Okay, forget that happened. If that happens to you, don't panic. Don't panic. You need to actively avoid these little electric rings, just like we had to do back on the Reckoning in BO6, because they can be quite deadly, and if you don't respect them like I didn't right there. All right, there we go. We got the Uber Klaus down. We just need to finish out the core, which is usually the easy part, and indeed it is. And it dropped the stabilizer chip. It's telling us to pick up the stabilizer chip, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, install the stabilizer chip, and again, it is giving us that indicator on the screen. Okay, we are back in Ashwood, so we're going to go install the stabilizer chip. We are still on round cap 7. This is really going to have us doing a lot of back and forth. It's probably unnecessary, but it's fine. Install that stabilizer chip at Klaus. Quickly toss 2 stun grenades at Klaus to reboot. Well, I didn't spawn in with stun grenades, so that is unfortunate. So we will go ahead and craft 2 stun grenades. Actually, strike that. You can get free stun grenades. Now you can spawn in with stun grenades, but aha, there it is right here. It's in right next to the Juggernog machine right here on that shelf adjacent to it is where you can get that. I'm going to go ahead and grab some jugs so I don't go down again. So it's the opposite side of the map as where the Klaus is where the jug machine is, and where you can find a free stun grenade. However, you need 2. So after you have found the free stun grenade, you can either craft another stun grenade yourself, or you can purchase some Vulture's Aid if you have the Picky Eater augment, and then killing zombies will increase that chance of dropping you another stun grenade. Or after you get the free one, yeah, you just craft one, whatever. But once you get 2 stun grenades, I have 3 currently. Now, I do want to say I have been sitting here and I've been turning some rounds here. Probably about 7 or 8 times. I have just killed off all the zombies and turned the round because we do have a round cap on here. And that round cap is 7. I wanted to get my salvage up. I wanted to get my essence up so we can get a free perk, a few perks here. I want to grab some double tap, which is good. I want to be able to maybe double pack a punch my weapon here soon, even though we don't need it right now because of the round cap. But that is why, you know, I have a lot more essence and a lot more salvage right now. And I'm going to go ahead and go to blue rarity as well. And now we're going to go ahead and take care of this step. So we're going to quickly toss 2 stun grenades at the Klaus. So we're going to just throw them at the ground here, just like that. Boom and boom. And that should update our objective. Maybe. Did it not work? Oh my, it didn't work. Oh no. One of our stun grenades must have bounced out of that room. So we're going to have to, get a second stun grenade again here. So give me just a minute. Way too cheap to want to spend my own salvage on it. So I'm going to need to get it to drop from a zombie with my Vulture's Aid, which shouldn't take long. There we go. We dropped it just like that. So nice and easy. So I'm going to throw it into the back of the room this time. There we go. That should go a lot better. Now, yes, that worked. Now you see the stars above Klaus's head and you know it worked. Update objective, wait for the Klaus to reboot. Okay, we can do that. We're going to hang out here, just kill some zombies. Again, you don't have to save zombies too often in the directed mode. Just do as you wish. Just kill them away for the most part. Sometimes we are going to want to save them for some steps. And there he is. Klaus has rebooted and he's now joined us. Our objective is updated. Enter Reba's Diner. Okay. Not the step I would take myself at this point, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get an old Tessie and we're going to head to Reba's Diner. Now, if I were doing this main quest myself, I would have already had this open. I would have already opened up Reba's Diner already. I would have already gotten the part that we're about to get. And I certainly wouldn't be doing it right now when I have just brought my Klaus in. I'd be using my Klaus for what he's supposed to do. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We're just doing directed mode. So we have entered the diner. Now what? Wait for the cook. Now I do know he spawns in front. Is that him? No, that's not him. Wait. Oh, there's a Casimir out there from our Klaus. He'll throw Casimirs every once in a while. So he'll spawn in from this way here. At some point, you got to kill some zombies off. I've only really had him spawn in like at the beginning of a round, at least in my experience. That's all I've had. Now our Klaus is going to kill some zombies for us, which is cool. But you're going to be watching on the ground for some purple keys. If you happen to not notice the zombie, I hear him. Nope, that's not him. That's not him. Yeah, there he is. There he is. He's even got an objective indicator on. Perfect. So we'll kill him. And then we're going to pick up the freezer keys just like so. And again, objective indicators on the screen for you. It's going to tell you where to interact right here. Unlock the freezer, take the abomination carcass, take the abomination carcass. There we go. Objective updated, upgrade old Tessie with the abomination carcass. So now, oh my gosh, this is so much unnecessary back and forth. But we got to go back to Ashwood with old Tessie. If you don't know your way around this map, you're definitely going to by the end of this directed mode, because my gosh, highly inefficient is the best I don't even know. That's not probably not the best way to describe it, but that's the only thing that's coming to my head right now. Highly inefficient and likely extremely time consuming by the time we're all done here, but we'll see. We'll see. We're moving through the steps pretty quickly here. We're going and install the abomination carcass. Now that I did turn a few rounds a little earlier just to get some essence and some money up so we can do different things, we can definitely try to do things a whole lot faster from this point. All right, so after we've installed that, investigate the ether barrel secure storage. So that is this way. It looks like toward the launch pad, and our round cap has now finally increased. It's up to round 10. Okay, so it's bringing us down to this area here. We've investigated the ether barrel. Summon Klaus. Well, here's the inefficient part, because you already had me bring Klaus in. Now you're gonna have me summon Klaus, which is going to cost me, or which I can't even do right now. He's on cooldown for another 65 seconds. Now, just something you kind of need to know, I guess, if you're somebody who's already completed this main quest and you're just going for the calling card and stuff that comes whenever you do this in the directed mode. You can do the steps out of order in any order that you so choose. You don't have to follow exactly what the on-screen prompt is. If you already know some things that you're doing, you can go ahead and do it, and the game will just skip over that when the time comes. 15 seconds and we can recall back in Klaus. All right, I'm pretty sure 15 seconds has passed. So 2,000 points to summon in Klaus. Command Klaus to move to the security terminal. So we're going to command Klaus to move to the security terminal. And you do that by utilizing your tactical. So you'll notice your tactical slot turns into a little Klaus head. And you will just use your tactical and call him down here. Okay, I commanded you to here. Command to here. Don't. There we go. There we go. He's going to do a stomp thing there. There we go. Perfect. Use the terminal to activate the security scan. Activate. We got to stand inside here and we got to defend it. We cannot let any other zombies in here with us. Oh, thanks, Klaus. Thank you for the Casimir. Klaus is knocking me out of my security scan area. Come on, Klaus. Come on. Bro. Okay, we need to get Klaus out of there because it's not counting. Because Klaus is standing in there. Nothing else can be in this circle with you. And we failed. We failed it. Wow. Okay. Wow. I don't know that I've ever failed this step before, let alone failing it in directed mode. But I don't know what the hell made Klaus come over there and stand in my freaking security circle. That's a new one. That's a new one on me. That's okay. We can just simply wait for the round to turn. We can activate it again. And again, you got to be just the only one standing inside of here. No other zombies, no Klauses, no teammates, nothing. Whoever activated this has to be the one to stand in this circle. If you happen to be doing this in co-op, nobody else can be in there. And then what? Look, once nobody's in there, it just goes so fast. It's so quick, so easy. It really is not a difficult step. Grab the ether barrel from the secured storage. Got it. Fill the ether barrel at the power pumps. Okay, so it's given us 3 objective indicators. Now you do have to take Old Tessie here. You cannot take the jump pads. So we are back in Old Tessie. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the one here at Ashwood first. So I'm going to insert the ether canister and we're just going to do a little holdout here. Nothing's going to attack this. You just got to kill off the zombies here while that ether extracts from the pumps. You don't even have to kill any zombies at all. It's not required. You're just waiting out the time. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and take it. Now, again, this is going to be timed. It's showing you that on your screen. So we'll come back to Tessie and we'll go to one of the next 2. I like to do the one at farm last. So if you go toward the left-hand side here and we go back toward Blackwater Lake, you have plenty of time to do this in whatever order you so choose. There is more than enough time during this step. It feels like a lot of pressure because it's timed, but plenty of time available. Plenty of time. Okay, and that is done again. So we're going to pick it back up. We're going to get back into Tessie, and we're going to drive to the next area, which is going to be the farm. Now you can go back this way, back through Ashwood, or you can go the other way through Janus Towers and over to farm, whichever way you want to go. It does not matter much. I just keep picturing all of the things I know that still need done with this map in this main quest that I just feel like I'm just wasting so much time that I could have had all of these things done already. But there we go. Our third one is full. Deliver the ether barrel to the Vault of Flesh. Well, now we know the name to this thing down here. It's the Vault of Flesh. We'll follow the objective indicator, and we're going to come down here. And in order to deliver it, we just drop the barrel in its vicinity. Just like that, and it will suck that up. Perfect. Input the symbols sprawled on rooftops. And it's even given us indicators to where all the rooftops are. It's not telling us how we need to get those indicators. However, we know because we are smart. We got to get ourselves up in the air, and we have jump pads. So we're going to go ahead and take the jump pad to Janus Tower, and there we go. We got circle, circle with dot, and triangle. But since I didn't see them very well, and I got to do this again anyway, we're just going to just vault right on back to Van Dorn Farm and just take one more little look at them. So we got triangle with square, and then circle, and then dot with a little, or circle with squiggly line. All right, I think we can get that. So we got to input the symbols on. Is it still got, yeah, still got the objective indicator here. So we're just going to interact with the sides till we get our symbols, which that was our symbol. There we go. That's our symbol. That's our symbol. And that's our symbol there. Once you get all three of your symbols, we interact with the front of the eye. That'll give us the necrofluid gauntlet. Recall the necrofluid to feed the creature. So we're just going to shoot these and then just recall by reloading. Just kind of like a tutorial on how this wonder weapon works, but you just shoot these objective indicators, hit the reload to recall the little whatever that these things shoot out. And then once that is done, that lockdown is complete and the necrofluid gauntlet is yours. It is now telling us to acquire Wisp Tea. Interesting. Okay, so we're going back to Ashwood again to buy some Wisp Tea. I just feel like there's definitely ways that they could do this that is going to be less time consuming and combining some of these steps while you're in the same areas, because this really is a lot of just back and forth, driving everywhere, going everywhere. But here's our Wisp Tea, so let's go ahead and acquire that. Now, I'm going to be careful not to shoot my weapon right now because I know I need a Wisp. Eliminate zombies to summon a Wisp. Oh my god. I want to listen to this right now, but I also know that I need to be in Ashwood with my Wisp. But we're going to do this as if we are brand new. So we're here. We're going to summon a Wisp. There's our Wisp. Lead the Wisp to the Mirror of the Forgotten, which is back in Ashwood. I think you could have told me to go to Ashwood before you told me to summon a Wisp. That may not last until I get back to Ashwood. I'm going to use the boost with Tessie, so hopefully we get there. All right, it's still there. I hope it survives. Nope, my Wisp is gone. So now I have to eliminate zombies to summon a Wisp again. Oh, so frustrating, Treyarch. All right, and we are up to round cap 12. It's honestly higher than I thought we'd be, given the where we're at in the main quest right now, because I don't feel like we've made any progress whatsoever for this main quest. All right, I finally got a Wisp. I want to say I had to turn like 2 or 3 rounds there. And now we can lead the Wisp to the Mirror of the Forgotten, which is marked on our screen as an objective. We'll follow that. The Wisp will go into the mirror. Beautiful. Shoot the mirror with the necrofluid gauntlet to shatter the glass. There we go. We shot it. We shattered the glass. And the powder of the Forgotten. Pick up the powder of the Forgotten. Okay, we did that. Now I'm curious. What is the next step? Investigate Yuri's lab in the Zaya Cosmodrome. Yes. Yes. This is going. Yes. Oh, this is the way I do the main quest. Is I like to get the powder. Now I would have got this on a lot earlier of a round. And I like to go find out what items that I need. And I think that's how the main quest is going to do this. Rather than making us get all 5 items, it's going to make us see which items we need first. Which again is my preferred playstyle. Some people just collect all of the items and then go there. And now this has got a code step to it. So we're going to see here. So we're going to open this up and add the powder, the forgotten, to the flask. So we'll interact with that, add the powder, observe the ingredients needed for the second sight serum. And this is just a code, the same as we have in the game. Okay, so it's not actually making us decipher the code. It's going to tell us, yes, Treyarch, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. This was one of my complaints over in BO6, is sometimes you would still need things like different cheat sheets in order to get by certain steps. Now, we obviously had to solve the cipher in order to know what to do, but here in directed mode, it is just going to lead us to the parts that we need. That is perfect, Treyarch. Thank you. I'm gonna pack a punch my necrofluid gauntlet. That's the wrong button. I meant to reload. And I popped my ether shroud. I'm also going to upgrade my armor. I'm going to do it twice. I'm just going to get my 3-plate vest. If you need a tutorial real quick on how to use the necrofluid gauntlet, so you can basically have unlimited ammo with this thing. So you shoot out these shards. Now these shards will stick into things, as you can see right here. And if I were to reload with zombies in the middle, it's going to suck them back into my gauntlet. I'm going to get them back, and it's going to kill zombies along the way. You can also put a few of them down like this on the ground, and then you can use your aim down sight button to just make them explode just like that and kill off a whole bunch of zombies. So this is great. Now you can't do the explode thing unless you've pack-a-punched it, so just keep that in mind. But we have to throw a combat axe to chop off the zombie's foot. Now, the combat axe is a very late unlock. So you may not even have access to make it at the crafting table. I don't even know that I do, and I'm like level 53. It might be like a 54 or 55. But if you do not have a combat axe, and honestly, the game might even give me one when I get there, I don't know. But I do know that there is a free combat axe at exit 115 inside of the diner. So we're going to head that way first before I drive all the way over there to the foot, which is indicating on the screen. Since we know we need the combat axe, it's telling us we need the combat axe. So if we go inside the diner and we go back behind the counter, back into the kitchen. Oh, okay. I thought there was a combat axe in there. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure that there's a combat axe that spawns right here in the normal game mode. Okay. Well, I know a lot of the other items were still there. I might be losing my mind. Okay, so now I've arrived over here at Vandorm, where it's telling us to chop off the foot. I'm hoping that it gives us a combat axe. It does not. Can I craft one? I can't. I'm not even high enough to craft a combat axe. And the free combat axe that I am aware of, I am only aware of one free combat axe, and that is in the diner. That was not there. So let's see if we just kill some zombies in this area, would just auto drop us a combat axe. Not yet anyway. Okay, this is potentially a major flaw. Now I know that there's a side quest that you can do, which is over on Blackwater Lake, but they do turn off side quests in directed mode. But I'm going to go over there and see if there's a combat axe over there, maybe, or maybe I can somehow still interact with the statue to get the combat axe. So there could also be a combat axe that will spawn right here if you interact with this trophy. Wait, where's the trophy? I forget. There it is. You interact with this trophy, shoot it. Yeah, it's yeah, You can't because all the side quests are turned off. I don't know what to do. I truly do not know what to do. I almost feel like I'm just locked out of this right now. So I now have to rely on getting a combat axe to drop from one of the zombies in the game. Now, one thing I guess we could do is just spray some of these plants. I don't even think we need to defend them really, because they'll still drop equipment even if we don't defend them. It did drop me like 750 salvage. That's kind of insane, but no combat axe. I'm gonna go up top here, grab some speed cola while we're in this area, because I'm about to leave this area. There's a couple more plants here. I'm gonna go ahead and do them. I'm gonna go back here and do this one again simply because we can. And no combat axe, no combat axe. And I think one of the best things I can do is just keep doing these spores and maybe just kind of keep moving around the map. I don't know. I don't know what to do to get a combat axe. I'm at least close enough that maybe I can unlock it if I play long enough. Matter of fact, just to help with that, I'm going to turn on some double XP. I'll turn on 30 minutes worth. I'm actually running out of tokens, which is not something I ever thought would happen to me. But I know these spores will give us things, so I'm just going to keep doing the spores as much as I can. And kill as many zombies as we can. And just wait for a combat axe. Or wait till, I think it's level 55. I think I got to be level 55. I think I got to be max level to get a combat axe. Oh, finally. Yes, yes, a combat axe, a combat axe. Yes. All right, we got the combat axe. Oh my gosh. I want to say I turned probably close to, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds. I mean, eventually it did spawn, which is good. We got one to drop from a zombie, which is, I don't know, maybe just something different just went wrong in my game. In your game, will have that combat axe in the kitchen of Reba's Diner, because that is where it is supposed to be. I thought maybe I was going crazy. I looked it up. I'm not going crazy. That's where it is supposed to be. I'm going a little crazy because I was supposed to go to Van Dorn Farm here, not Ashwood. All right, so we have our combat axe in hand now, and it's saying to chop off the foot. It's going to be the one with the blood dripping, just since it's not exactly telling you. Just throw the combat axe at it. That's going to drop a foot. Now it's going to tell you to toss a Molotov on the foot to burn the flesh away. Now, I will show you where a free Molotov is. So if we just go ahead and take the jump pad here, go to Ashwood. Now, I know I've seen this one spawn into the game once back at Ashwood. If we come on down here by Tessie's garage, right here is a free Molotov, so we'll go ahead and grab that. We don't need the combat axe anymore. We'll take the teleporter over here and we'll go back to Van Dorn Farm again. And then with Molotov in hand, we'll toss it onto the burned foot. That will burn the flesh off. And we will go ahead and pick up the bones. Maybe. There we go. Okay, we got them picked up. And next we got pick up the jar of spores. Okay. So we're going to head to Blackwater Lake. Now to get there, I can go to Janus Tower, then to Blackwater Lake. By this point during this directed mode, you should have turned enough rounds that taking the teleporter a bajillion times is not really going to affect you all that much, or you could just simply drive Tessie around. It's completely optional, whichever way you want to go about it. And I also have enough while I'm here. There is an arsenal machine. I'm going to upgrade to epic rarity. And then we're going to head to where the objective is here, back in this little kitchen area. There's a jar of spores. We're going to pick that up. And I'm going to head back to my teleporter, and we're going to spread the spores under the carcass of cultivation. The carcass of cultivation. Okay. That's just a funny description. I love it. All right, so we're going to head back to Van Dorn Farm again. And our objective is on the screen there, so we'll place that jar of spores there. Wait several rounds for the Widow's Lantern to grow. Okay, we'll kill off zombies for several rounds. Now, just a thought I had while we're going through here and waiting for this to grow. I think I have like maybe one more round, maybe 2 more before it goes on. I haven't paid attention to how many I've done so far. But one of the parts does require you to kill a Zursa, which does not spawn until round 16. There is a way to spawn in a Xursa early, so I'm curious, very curious, if we do get the Xursa part, will it teach us how to call in a Xursa early? And maybe that's the entire reason this is even in there. But there we go. Widow's Lantern. We turned 3 rounds. We got our Widow's Lantern. Destroy an overgrown Horde Husk using Old Tessie's beam attack. Okay, and it's even telling us where every one of these overgrown Horde Husks are. There's one right here. So we're just going to kill it with the Abomination Beam. Maybe. There we go. And that's going to drop us a crap ton of salvage. Oh, and it also dropped double tap, which I do believe I can get as a perma perk. If I can kill these guys off here really quickly. Die off, everybody. Die off. Pick that up. Perfect. I saw it say double tap. I saw double tap pop up on my screen, but now it's gone. Maybe I didn't get it as a perma perk. Interesting. I don't know what happened there. Be careful when you're out in this fog. These zombies are dangerous. All right, brew the second sight serum according to the cipher. We now have all 3 of our parts. So we're going to head back to the Cosmodrome. Very nice. And we're going to brew the second sight serum here. Okay, so brew the second sight serum. All right, it's not telling us what we need to do. So we got human bones first. We got this one second and that one third. Is that the order? It is. So the order in which it makes you collect them is the order in which you need to install them. Perfect. We'll go ahead and add our blood. I wish it would have told you that step. People might not fully understand that. But that's okay. There can still be a little bit of mystery. I think that's okay. Now this lockdown, you need to use the Necrofluid Gauntlet, and because it will heal you, the Necrofluid Gauntlet will heal you while you're recalling these, and you're going to be at low health. It is a blood trial. You're just going to use the explosive, and that's going to heal your health while you're doing this, which is going to make your life so much easier. But we are now done with this step. So now we're going to be moving on to the key step. So observe the world changes in Ashwood. So I have to go back to Ashwood to observe the changes in the world first. And why are you having me come all the way over here? Okay, there we go. There is our changes to the world. Investigated the seal of sorrow. All right, we have to locate the Terrapin key. Now we know that we need Old Tessie for this because you can't move once you pick up this green key, but it is telling us the location of the key, I think. But this isn't the green key. We're not going for the green key. But we are going for the green key. Wait a minute. It's not spawning. Whoa. Okay, so this spawns in the fog. I'm very curious. And we return that key to the seal of sorrow. You have to take Old Tessie. You can't take the jump pads. In the normal game, these keys spawn in the fog. And when you have this green key, you can hardly move. You can hardly run. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to do this with a full round of zombies. So I'm assuming all of the keys are going to be outside of the fog for directed mode. So there's one key. The next one is the Bruin key. And again, this one is located outside of the fog. So we shoot our Necrofluid Gauntlet, recall our ammo. That gives us the key. This yellow one will make you melee only. So far with this particular directed mode here, I only have one complaint, and that is not telling me the order that I need to interact with those parts. Or maybe it doesn't even matter. It might not even matter in directed mode. You just maybe just need to add all of the ingredients and it might not actually matter. That's very curious. Now I do want to test something. I'm curious if we can take the jump pads with the keys in directed mode, since some other things are definitely easier to do. So we'll test that theory real quick with this key. I don't think that you can. You cannot take, you have to take Old Tessie in the main mode. But where does it have this key? It looks like it's up here somewhere. Can I get it back this way? Nope, not quite. Now this one's going to drop us to like 1 HP. Can I get it from here? No, I can't get it from there. Maybe I need to go on top of the diner to get it. We do indeed need to go on top of the diner, so we'll grab that. We're going to be down to 1 HP, but I'm going to take the jump pad to Ashwood. And yes, we did drop the key. We did drop the key. Okay, which is what we expected would happen. So we'll go back to exit 115. We'll pick the key back up and we'll get in Tessie this time. It should still be sitting right here. Yes, right where we dropped it. Perfect. So we'll grab that. And again, you're going to be very low health with this key. So just don't do it with a full round of zombies. Actually, you know what? I think I have 2 complaints, and I hate to have 2 complaints, but honestly, we've been in this game for 1 hour and 16 minutes. 1 hour and 16 minutes, and that is a long time. And that's primarily because they just keep sending you back and forth, and it's not very efficient at all. But this is going to give us a mid-game cutscene. You can watch this on your own time. That's going to give us the DG2 turret barrel, which of course is going to tell us to pick it up. And now it's going to tell it to install it on old Tessie. And in order to do so, old Tessie needs to be in the garage, which Tessie's already in the garage waiting for us. Okay, perfect. We'll interact with the table, follow the indicators, install our DG turret onto Tessie. Use the turret on old Tessie to shoot the clock tower. So we're going to drive right up here and then switch seats, shoot the clock tower. Got it. Shoot a charged clock tower face with the necrofluid gauntlet and retrieve the time essence. So we'll shoot it, retrieve it. We now have the time essence. Observe the time on the clock tower of the farmhouse. Okay. So we're going to head on over to farm. We're going to observe the time is noon. Stand on the scratch mark that matches the time on the clock. Okay, so it's not marking the scratch mark, but I'll get that in a second. I want to grab some stamina up real quick. And it is right here. Now we can switch to our regular gun here and kill off these zombies. That is fine. Wait for the skeleton's head to rotate into position. Shoot the skeleton head with the charged necro fluid. Locate each of the family members' ritual items. Is it going to mark them on screen for us? Is it going to mark? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This one's just marking it in this room, but I'm pretty sure it's like right there. The tasty face. And then we'll go in here, which is right over here. Got the one downstairs, which is going to be in the bathtub. It's not telling us exactly where it's at. It's just telling you the room. So that's very interesting. And lastly, so it's giving you a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of things to look for. So I do kind of like that. But it's right there. So we have all 4. We're going to place those down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Interact to start the ritual. Interact with the last one right here. Perfect. Okay. That's going to despawn all the zombies. It's going to start the ritual where you have to defend all 4 of these items. I'm going to try to do this. We might need some monkey bombs or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. Okay, so we're doing it at the beginning of a round with a bunch of zombies. So I'm going to need to use my monkey bombs here. You got to keep the zombies off the ritual items. There we go. We'll get another monkey bomb out here. Now, there is a finite number of zombies that do spawn during this step. And hopefully we make it. Hopefully we make it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if we're going to make it. I don't know if we're going to make it. I don't know if we're going to make it. We're not going to make it. We failed. We failed. Okay. That's perfectly fine, though. It doesn't really matter all that much. We can try it again. Interact with the damaged ritual item to start a healing sacrament. Okay. We have to interact with that since that one's the one that got damaged. And it's going to heal the item. Okay. Honestly, this is something I did not know from the main quest of how this works. Oh, and we heal it with a necrofluid gauntlet. Or no, or maybe we just kill zombies. I think we just kill zombies to heal the ritual item. Yeah, so we're just feeling it with souls. That'll heal it. Okay, now once it is healed, we can interact with it to start the ritual again. And okay, we have to defend them all again. Okay, so we're going to turn this on right here. That'll take care of some of the zombies down in that area while we focus in on these guys. And we just kind of just try to protect them. Now, Frenzied Guard is a great thing to have right here. We're going to throw a monkey bomb over here. We have one of those. Like I said, as long as you're doing this at like the end of a round, there is a finite number of zombies. Come on, we're almost there. We're almost there. We're going to fail it again. Yeah, this is, I was hoping this was going to be easier in this mode, and it's not. It is not. It is just as difficult as it is in standard mode. So in order for us to do this and do this well, I think we're going to need some Frenzied Guard. So I'm going to switch my field upgrade, and we're going to do Frenzied Guard, which is a way I would do this in the main Easter egg. And we're also going to get a couple more monkey bombs. Casimir's would also work pretty well as well. Would do a couple monkey bombs. Now I just need to fill up my ether shroud. Oh, we need to heal it first. So let's go ahead and interact with it so we can recharge it. And we'll fill the soul box back up. And then by the time the soul box is filled back up, I should have my Frenzied Guard and 2 monkey bombs, and we'll do it that way. You're definitely going to need some equipment with this. It is not easier in directed mode, which is crazy to me. Not that the step is, it's not like physically hard. You just simply, one person just can't keep up with all 4 of these, with all of the zombies, without using equipment and field upgrades and all of the such. And we have our Frenzied Guard. So that is ready to rock and roll. And we can go ahead and do this again. So interact. Let's do it again. Almost out of ammo, so we're gonna turn this on. We'll get the trap going. We're gonna wait for the zombies to start spawning in here. Gonna give them a minute. The trap's gonna protect those bottom ones. And then at about 40 seconds, maybe roughly 40 seconds on the clock, we're gonna hit our Frenzied Guard. Right now, hit our Frenzied Guard. That's gonna pull all of the zombies to us. Make sure you have plenty of ammo in your weapon. Make sure you have the free fire on, or the frenzy fire, whatever that augment is called. Like I said, now usually after this, once this is done, the Frenzied Guard, you should be just about out of zombies, which actually we're not. We can put a monkey bomb down. Look at that. We got another Frenzied Guard. So we definitely made it this time. And we'll Frenzied Guard again. Frenzied Guard again. That'll get the zombies off of us. Okay. Wow. That felt worse to me than the standard mode, which is just crazy. I'm going to switch my field upgrade back, though. We need Ether Shroud, so I'm going to put that back on. But we got this finished, and that's it. This step is done. And it's telling us to use Old Tessie to shoot the clock tower again. So we're going to do that. So go back to Ashwood. I have stamina up and I have free fallers. Now I can just jump off this bridge anywhere that I so choose. All right, we shoot the clock tower again. And again, it wants us to get a charged shot from our necrofluid gauntlet. Shoot the exit clock tower with time essence. So I'm going to take the jump pad. Now I know I need Old Tessie over here to do this. But again, we're just going to follow what this is telling us to do. Shoot the clock tower. Summon Klaus. Oh, this is giving us a lot more time. Summoning Klaus. So the lightning strike ends in 2 minutes. I would love if they made this change to the normal main quest. Command Klaus to open the car trunk. So Klaus is coming in. I command you here. And there we go. He opened the car trunk. Bring the mechanic to the lightning. So he's yellow. It's actually showing us the yellow lightning. So we're going to bring him up to the yellow lightning. Objective updated. Use Old Tessie to bash the semi. Yeah. Well, we didn't drive Old Tessie here, so we got to go back and get Old Tessie. But had we drove Old Tessie there, maybe we wouldn't have to do this again. Let's see if I can get there fast enough to ram it. We only got 13 seconds. But usually your gauntlet only lasts for so long. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, we got it just in time, just in time. All right, wait for the storm at exit 115 to appear again. So we now need to wait for the storm to appear again. But we also need to have old Tessie back at Ashwood. So I'm just going to go back to Ashwood. We'll just summon old Tessie because I don't feel like driving back. Okay, now that we have old Tessie back, I'm going to put him back where she belongs right here. That way we can shoot the clock tower when it's time. But we have to wait for the storm to come back to exit 115. And to do so, we need to turn rounds, kill zombies, and wait for the lightning again. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my weapon to legendary rarity. And I think I heard lightning. Yes, use the turret on old Tessie to shoot the clock tower again. Perfect. So we got the storm back. So interact. Hit this button, hit that button, shoot the clock, retrieve it. We'll take the jump pad all the way back over again to exit 115. Now, given that we have 2 minutes to finish this, it should be a whole lot easier. Shoot the clock. There we go. That freezes the lightning. Awaken the mechanic, which is this one right here. That's the one that we had to open with old Tessie. We'll bring the mechanic to here. Beautiful. Wait, why is it telling me to awaken the mechanic? Didn't I just awaken the mechanic? Or did I kill? No, the mechanic. No, that's the trucker. Awaken the mechanic. We already did the mechanic. We need to do this one. I don't even have an objective indicator. Okay, this is broken. We have to melee macchiato punch this too. Which I don't have melee macchiato. And I don't fully remember where melee macchiato is. But yeah, it's telling us to awaken the mechanic who is already awake, and we already finished that step. We need to do the waitress in the diner. But we can't do that without melee macchiato. So it's not telling us beforehand that we need to do melee macchiato. And it's also broken at the time being because it's not telling us which one we need to do, because we already did the mechanic. The mechanic's already done. The trucker is already done. So I'm going to head to the Wonder Fizz here at Janus Tower. We'll go ahead and grab our melee macchiato. We know we need that. I'm also going to grab some quick revive because I don't have any of that either. And we are back to Ashwood, and we are back to waiting for the storm again. So let's kill some zombies, wait for the lightning to come back. Okay, and the lightning is back. Looks like it comes every round, which is nice and convenient. Doesn't happen that way in the normal one, but we'll go ahead and shoot the clock, retrieve it, and head back to exit 115 where we need to shoot the exit clock again. Okay, shoot the exit clock, awaken the mechanic. So again, the mechanic is already done. The trucker is already done. The last step here is to do the waitress in here. So if you're stuck on this part, it's not really updating you and you don't know what to do. You're going to melee macchiato punch this cash register. Is it not going to work? I don't know what to do. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now it worked. I had to pull out my actual weapon in order to do it. And then once we get the waitress, and we'll just lead her up to the purple. And then this one will be done. But again, it's still telling us to awaken the mechanic, which we already did. There you go. It doesn't matter what round you do these on. You just got to fill each of these 3. And there we go. This step is done. And we're going to head back to Ashwood. We're going to shoot the clock again. We are almost there. We are almost boss fight. I'm going to double pack-a-punch my wonder weapon. We'll shoot the clock again. Shoot the clock face. Nope, we already did that clock face. So we got to do a different clock face. There we go. Got that. And now we're going to shoot the parabolic antenna dish with the necro fluid. So this is the one over this way. The Zaya Cosmodrome. So we're going to shoot the antenna. Beautiful. Now we got to go back to Ashwood again. Shoot the clock tower again. Get another necro fluid thing. See if we can shoot this side right here. Will that work? It does. Beautiful. Now we got to go back and shoot the other antenna. You can shoot this while you're in the air, but I really would not recommend it. I like to just come right down here and shoot it from here. And there we go. We got that. Decipher the launch code by using the symbols on the monitor. And this time This time it's not telling us what the code is. So this code we're going to have to decipher on our own. Okay, so on screen now are the two graphics that I'm going to be using in order to solve this code. So you would match up these symbols to basically spell a word. It's either going to be rocket, engine, launch, or weapon. Any two combinations, once you get two letters, you'll be able to figure out which one you're supposed to do, because none of these two letter combinations are in more than one word. And then the code number that we're going to be entering on the very next step, once we decipher our word, is what's listed over here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, you'll have these and you can use these in your game. But one thing I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it, since we died so long ago, I'm going to buy a self-revive before something bad happens and I die. Now I'm going to use my bullet weapon here because I know that I want to be down to literally just one zombie. One zombie. There we go. There we go. We're down to one annoying zombie. All right, so we'll take a look at our code. We got C, okay, with the V period and then the square. If I look at my thing, then I notice that's WE, which means our word is going to be weapon. Shoot. Oh, no, it's giving me the code. Wait. Okay. All right, we don't need those. You don't even need them. Okay, so eventually it did work. I guess if you stood here at the monitor long enough, I wonder when that switched over, that objective, because I never noticed that it changed. So it's going to tell us to shoot 22. There's 22. Next code is 4 and then 00. It's got to get away from the zombie that's beating on us. 15 for the next one. Then 14. And then we just have one more, which is number 13. And there we go. And that step is done. Okay, awesome. Awesome. I love that it's not actually making you decipher codes. I love it. I do really, really love that. All right, back to Ashwood. We only have one more of these to do, and then it's going to be just about time for the boss fight. Although I will get myself triple pack-a-punched with at least my necrofluid gauntlet triple pack-a-punched. Interact with Dean's memory. Okay, I need to interact with Dean's memory. Curious here. Is this something? Blackwater Lake? No, I went way past where I was supposed to go. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Interact with Dean's memory. Okay. Okay. That's what this step is. Dean's memory. All right. Interact with that. It triggers this final step. Now we definitely could have shot the clock tower and come over here blue before we ever did this. Probably the most frustrating thing about this particular thing is it's been an hour and 44 minutes. I can do this main quest myself in about 45 minutes, not being in directed mode, but that's just how much more this directed mode has added to this. I don't think we can. I think we need to shoot the, yeah, we got to shoot the clock again. So interact, shoot the clock tower face. There we go. Okay, and we got that. We'll take our jump pad. We'll go back to Blackwater. Shoot the projector in the cabin. Now, I know to pay attention to this. I don't know what it's going to tell us from here, but I'm going to pay attention to it. We got shed, front, back, boat. Shed, front, back, boat. And yeah, it's just going to give us the order. So we don't even need to pay attention to it. We can just shoot this, the necrofluid gauntlet, and then front. And the next one will be in the back of the house underneath the back porch. And then the final one will be in the boathouse right up here on the rafters. There we go. Approach Evelyn's memory. I will approach Evelyn's memory. I don't mind if I do. Summon Klaus. Don't mind if I do. Command Klaus to the Hellion Horn. Okay. So we'll command Klaus to the Hellion Horn. It's telling us to follow Klaus. I don't think we actually need to follow Klaus. Interact with Klaus to release the memories. I'm not going to do that. Not just yet. Before I do that, I want to get legendary triple pack, do the things, and we need to have old Tessie over here at Blackwater Falls for us. So let me turn some rounds, get some essence, and I'll be right back. Now, if I were to purchase Mule Kick right now, I could have an extra armor plate because I have that augment unlocked, and I think that could come in handy in this boss fight. Now, I don't think we need a triple pack-a-punch weapon, but I would like to have my wonder weapon be triple pack-a-punch. So we're going to go ahead and do it. And I need a few more headshots with this weapon, but we're almost there. We're almost there. As soon as I can triple pack it, I'm going to triple pack it and we're going to head on in. But look at that. I get to have 4 armor plates right now. And if I wanted another gun, we could even take another gun. And actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go triple pack. I'm not gonna go triple pack because it's gonna be a lot more rounds to turn, and I don't know that everybody would turn those rounds. And we're gonna fight this boss with Tessie anyway. So let's interact with Klaus, and Klaus is going to release the memories. Okay, I already interacted with Klaus to release the memories. There we go. Objective updated. Drive old Tessie through each memory. Okay, here we go. Drive old Tessie through each memory. There's 1. There's 2. Now we know that we can't miss any of these, that you have to kind of do this in order, which honestly I don't think makes a lot of sense for this particular step. But as long as they're all driven through, it should work just fine. But that's not how it is. That's not how it works. All right, this is it. The final 3 memories here, and then we are headed into this boss fight. Here we go. An hour and 56 minutes later. I'm exhausted. We're gonna run toward the boss. That's gonna summon it in. It should automatically put us back in old Tessie. Deal damage to Vatherion. Doesn't tell you how, but we already know it's with old Tessie. It's with old Tessie. Boom. Now I'm very curious if this is going to be easier in directed mode. They usually are. It usually is easier. Basically, we're just going to drive old Tessie around. They did add a handbrake to old Tessie, which should help the turning radius a little bit at times whenever you need it to. And these spores, obviously, they made that change to where the spores will come back again. Okay, so this is not telling us what we need to do now. And Tessie is almost destroyed. We'll pick up a couple spores. But during this first phase, now once he's in an immune state, we need to ram into him. If I could hit him. There we go. And then once you ram into him, this little light spore, charge old Tessie with etheric energy. We'll drive through that. Ram into Vatherion with old Tessie. And we'll do that. There we go. And then I like to get out with my Necrofluid Gauntlet and just pile some damage into her. This is probably not a good idea. This is probably not a good idea to stay out of your car. Get back in the car. Get back in the car. I will say the handbrake in old Tessie is nice. It is nice to have. Anyway, we got our max armor right there. Beautiful. And we're just going to drive up and just keep doing damage to her. The only way to do it is with the truck. So it is what it is. Pick up as many of those green things as you can around. Keep healing Tessie as much as you can. Use that new handbrake feature. And whenever you're getting these missile attacks, this is a good time to just use your charge speed on Tessie to just get away from them. Because you don't need the charge up in order to hit him. You just simply need to drive up the ramp. And there we go. We can get the etheric energy again. Oh my, that was a lot of rockets. Oh, that's a lot of rockets. And ram into her. I missed. Oh, we missed. Oh, that handbrake. I love it. I love it. And then we get out. No, 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 no. Oh, I must have ran out of etheric energy. Now she took my truck. She's going to throw it at me. She is going to throw the truck at me. All right, we need to Ether Shroud and heal Tessie. Repair Tessie. All right, mistakes have been made. That's okay. It's okay. We need to get the energy again. I thought we had the energy. We must have lost the energy. Okay, there's another beam right there. Now ram Tessie again. There we go. This time we got it. I'm going to get out and just fire a bunch in there. There we go. And then back in Tessie. Get another max armor. And during this phase, we need to make sure she's not hitting us with those beams. You got to time your ram attacks. This time you really do want to use the ram attack on it. Just want to kind of time it Make sure that you're going. You got enough time to wait for your, there we go, there we go. And boom, yeah. So as soon as you get back your speed boost, you just simply go for it again. This is the final immune stage. This has been easy. Tessie only got destroyed one time, and with this necrofluid gauntlet right here, this is done. This fight is done. So definitely much simpler in the directed mode. But there we go. Complete Ashes of the Damned main quest in directed mode. We did it! Hooray! That is it. That's directed mode on Ashes of the Damned. That is a marathon, an absolute marathon. And just a couple little bugs and quirks along the way. So the lightning step, yeah, you might just have to follow instructions if you don't know what to do. Hopefully this video will help with that, since it's having a little trouble updating on that step. A lot of back and forth, a lot of driving around, a lot of teleporters, but overall, no codes to decipher. Treyarch did an amazing job on this directed mode. It is definitely the best one yet. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Cool Whip, and I'm out.